Welcome to Help! I Have Kids. I'm your host, Pam Marshall, a mom of 5 and a pediatric occupational therapist with over 35 years experience. This podcast is designed to equip you with practical tools, insights from experts, and real life stories. Because at the end of the day, you are the head of your child's care team. Each week, you'll hear from pediatric experts and fellow moms like you that will help build your confidence. They'll offer clarity and empower you to make informed decisions that work for your whole family. This episode kicks off our breastfeeding series. We're diving into a topic that many new moms struggle with, and that's breastfeeding pain. And we have 2 very special guests with us today, and that's Nicole Haney. She's a pediatric occupational therapist, and Rachel Lee. She's a speech language pathologist, and both are certified lactation consultants. They specialize in infants and are certified in tethered oral tissue, or TOTs for short, as we call it. This means they understand the function of a baby when they're eating, and this topic we're about to talk about, which is breastfeeding pain. So we're diving into this. So you all have great information that will help moms, whether they're new first-time moms or maybe they're second or third-time moms that are experiencing this. Conversation is for you. We're asking everyone that joins the podcast this question. And it's, what's the best piece of advice that someone gave you as a mom?
Do you want me to go first?
Yes.
Okay. Thanks for having me today, by the way. Happy to talk about this. I would say don't be afraid to ask for help or support. I know it seems simple, but being a mom, a new mom especially, is such a big life-changing role, and it's mentally, physically, emotionally exhausting.
Yes.
It's just a lot to navigate. And then you have this beautiful baby you're trying to learn about and how you guys mesh and work together in this new relationship. So there's no right or wrong answers. All emotions are valid. So I would just encourage people to ask for support and don't feel ashamed about it.
Yeah. I also think that's what I'm worst at, is asking for help. I want to do everything myself. I don't want to burden anybody. And even when I was a mom, but the first time around, I was a lactation consultant, a feeding therapist. I'm like, I don't need help. I can do this. I can do this. But I had such bad pain, bad breast pain, nipple trauma. And I finally did reach out for help, but it was really hard for me.
It is. It's so hard for us as moms to recognize when we do need that help.
Yeah.
And, you know, some of the best advice that I got was from an older woman in my church. She said, don't miss the moments. Like, just enjoy every moment. So even the hard. And I think there's something true to that, to enjoy the hard moments. But when they're hard and we need help, we need to get that help, right? So you're both mothers who have a breastfeeding journey, and you happen to be professionals that are experts at helping mothers and their and babies through their breastfeeding journey. But I'd love to hear, tell me something that you didn't expect about your breastfeeding journey.
I didn't expect to have such difficulty feeding, because I thought I had it all in the bag. I know all the things. It's not going to happen to me, you know. Remy struggled latching at birth in the hospital. We tried all the positions. We finally got him to latch, thought everything was going well. I got engorged when I got home. So much nipple trauma. I got him latched, and it was like, okay, we're doing it. It's painful. Clenching my toes, already dreading the next feeding, and that's all you're doing in newborn is feeding and feeding. And the nipple trauma was so bad. I knew he had ties, but I didn't check because I wanted an unbiased opinion. I did reach out to lactation. I wanted the experience to know what it was like, and we did. We went through lactation consultant. We did the tie release. And thank God for all of that, because that's what got me through breastfeeding for 13 months. Because if we didn't do that, I don't think I could have continued with the pain.
Right.
It was so bad. And I didn't expect that to happen.
I'm so glad you found the right team to help you.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a game changer.
How about you, Nicole?
I would say I didn't expect it to be easy, but not have as many challenges as I did. All three of my kids had feeding difficulties, but specifically my first, I wasn't into lactation or anything at that time yet. But I did the, hospital class when you're doing pre-pregnancy things for education. He did pretty good when we were at the hospital, and the lactation specialist came in and said, yeah, he looks great. But our first night home was terrible. He cried all night, constantly at my breast. I was having so much pain. He wasn't transferring enough, I think, in the long run. And I didn't want to give him the pacifier because I was scared of, the whole nipple confusion. So it was just a lot to learn, I think. And then I eventually saw lactation several times. I was triple feeding him. So eventually I got the support I needed, which helped me identify issues in my other two children too. But yeah, so again, finding that right support and asking questions is good.
So our listeners hear the challenges that you two had, and I bet it had something to do with why you wanted to help moms, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Because you had such challenges. And, myself, when I had my first baby, I didn't experience the challenges you had, but I knew a lot. I was already a feeding therapist in a NICU, knew a lot about it. So I think that helped me. But what I didn't expect is just the feeding around the clock. Like by the time you get finished feeding, it could be 30 minutes, an hour later, you're feeding them again,
Yes.
and especially having a boy first, those boys just like to eat a lot. And I didn't expect that it's absolutely exhausting. Like you really do have to take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Yes.
In the journey. So that was probably something I didn't expect as well. So let's talk about what we're here to talk about, which is breastfeeding pain. So what are the most common causes of breastfeeding pain?
I feel like the two big ones are positioning, and that could be positioning of the mother or the positioning of the baby at the breast, and a shallow latch. And a poor positioning could also cause shallow latch. It's kind of a domino effect. So it's really dependent on the baby and the mother, but a lot of times a shallow latch can even not only be positioning of the baby or the mother, but also maybe oral dysfunction of the baby. Maybe baby is compensating at breast, and that's what's causing pain. So it's really important to get with someone who knows feeding and knows what's supposed to go on, so we can help identify those problems, because the problems could be a very long list.
There's a lot of them.
Could be, and I feel like it also could be very simple. There's certain techniques that we can observe your latch, and it could be mom's hand placement is on the baby's neck, preventing that wide open gape instead of it should be kind of at the base or the shoulders. So some of those simple things that we may be able to just tweak is also helpful too.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's a disorganized baby.
Absolutely.
Through their behavior, or maybe they have a really just very disorganized approach to it, and their head's going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, and it makes it difficult to latch.
It could even be as simple as something as waiting too late, not knowing the feeding cues. And then we're responding when baby is crying. And now we're too late. We're trying to feed baby when we're crying. Baby's dysregulated. The likelihood of a successful feed isn't likely. So just even knowing the feeding cues so we can respond faster, it could even be something as simple as that.
That is so good. So what are some early red flags that moms should pay attention to, and kind of indicating, hey, you might need to see a lactation consultant? What would those red flags be?
I would say difficulty latching, any pain while nursing, even pumping, low milk supply, the never-ending feedings.
Yeah. Falling asleep with feeds at the breast. I think it's important to know, it doesn't have to be your first baby. It could be your fourth child, and this is happening too.
Pulling away at the breast.
Yeah, being fussy, pulling away at the breast. If there's a lot of gas, that could be if the latch isn't
deep enough,
we're getting air, or we're getting
lots of reflux, colic-like symptoms.
Right.
And of course, slow weight gain, of course.
Yes, and you'll know that pretty quickly if there's low weight gain. Also, little techniques that sometimes people learn it beforehand, but sometimes they don't. Some moms don't know to break the seal right before they pull the baby off the breast. And just that little thing of slipping your finger in to break the seal, the suction power, keeps the breast from getting tender and sore.
Yes.
And, that can be a really simple thing for moms that maybe aren't experiencing problems per se, but maybe they're pulling their baby on and off incorrectly. Yeah. So how does your background, Nicole, you in occupational therapy and you, Rachel, in speech therapy, how does your background help you with lactation consulting?
I would say outside of oral motor skills, which speech does heavily into, but OT can too. I think OT looks at the child or infant as a whole. So looking at, the baby's sensory systems, their musculoskeletal system. If there is an upset baby, we're dysregulated, so kind of giving tips for that for mom. If our GI system is really upset, using the infant massage. If we have body tension or positional preferences, knowing okay, if this baby might have torticollis or some restrictions, that's going to affect which side of the breast is going to work well for mom or for baby in that relationship. So it's kind of a combination of things. I think we look at that baby as a whole.
Yeah.
And do you think all babies have a preferred side?
That's a good question. I don't know. Looking back, I feel like mine might have.
Probably where they were in the womb impacts that a lot.
Yeah, it does. And mom preference too sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes what feels more comfortable to you might start on that side.
Yeah.
Subconsciously or, prefer that side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for speech, like Nicole had said, we really look into oral motor skills a lot. So that's how the mouth works. Is the tongue lifting? Is it cupping? Is our mouth and lips strong enough to create that good seal and that good suction? So we are successful feeders, whether that's at the breast or the bottle. And then also we're really looking at the oral structure to rule out any other things that could possibly be contributing to feeding difficulties. And that may warrant a referral to a specialist like a pediatric dentist or an ENT. So we're really looking at the mouth. And if there is digestive issues, I'm an infant massage therapist too. So I can work on those massage strokes for the abdomen and help get that constipation going. Because if we're super constipated, then we don't want to eat. And it's just this domino effect.
And those massage techniques are so great for moms to learn.
Yes.
It's so neat that that's part of what you do is teaching them some of those techniques. Because that really helps when they go home and they're not with you to have those techniques kind of in their back pocket to use. Another thing I think that's a surprise is a lot of moms don't realize how long the tongue has to elongate and how long the nipple elongates to make a successful breastfeeding experience. And I think that's something to look for if your baby's tongue really isn't getting out there and around the nipple. That could be a sign too that they're tongue-tied or that there's at least some tightness, whether it's body tightness. And would you recommend if a mom listening listens to what you're saying going, oh, I've got most of those, we're experiencing most of those. What do you recommend? Do they go to their pediatrician? Do they go straight to find an OT or an SLP that specializes in this? What do you recommend?
I would recommend them advocating to pediatrician for a referral to either a Thai savvy IBCLC, CLC, occupational therapist, speech language pathologist that knows infant feeding.
Yeah. And how does a mom find out who that is? Just talk to their pediatrician?
Well, there are mom support groups on Facebook. I know the Kentucky Tongue Tie support group on Facebook is a great one. Do you have any other ones?
That's the main one I've seen.
Yeah.
And there's probably friends. If a mom
has
a friend, they may talk to their friend group. I know here at Marshall Pediatric Therapy, we have teams of people who can help specialize. You all are leaders in this. But definitely reaching out to your primary doctor is probably the first step. What are a few things that moms can try at home for the discomfort?
As I would say, if they're experiencing pain, there are, I think you had these, Rachel, Silverette cups.
Yes,
they
Silverette
didn't have
cups.
those when I was breastfeeding, unfortunately. But those ice packs, you can do breast massage or compressions. There is such a thing as, if you're very engorged, a breast bath.
Yeah.
So that's something we can kind of educate and show moms. You think of anything else?
Depending on if they have like clogged ducts or something, an ice, you can do heat or ice, but shower, get the steam, lean over, let the gravity help pull those forward. Vibration even. Yeah.
Those are all good
Yes.
suggestions. I always remember the old long time suggestion of just put cabbage leaves on your breast
Yep.
to relieve it. So how do you know, like even with breast engorgement, when that's becoming a problem? Because you want to prevent mastitis, but what is something you help moms with engorgement?
I think a lot of times mom's first thing is to stop feeding and pumping, which makes the problem worse just from our body being supply and demand. So really educating them on we need to relieve or we're just going to keep. And you'll know. I mean, I was engorged because Remy struggled latching and we had feeding difficulties. So when my milk came in and he wasn't emptying or latching frequently enough, I got engorged and I was so tight and so full and it's so uncomfortable. So that's a hard one.
It is hard.
It's
And
hard.
mastitis is not fun.
fun.
It feels like a truck hits you
Yep.
and you get it. It hits hard and fast, and yeah, it's not fun. And the opposite, let's talk about that for a minute. When the milk production isn't high enough for the demand of the baby, what are some techniques that moms can use when they're trying to increase their milk supply?
Definitely increase nipple stimulation, bringing baby to the breast more frequently. We want to decrease the time between feedings or even between pumping. Power pumping is an option.
Yeah, power pumping.
Yeah. Even just skin to skin so you can get that bond with baby. And if you're pumping and you're struggling to get that milk production, looking at videos of baby or looking at pictures of baby, keeping baby close, just so you can release your love hormones. That's a part of your milk production hormone.
That's so great. That's such a thing that we don't think about or isn't talked about. I know for me, hydrating was also another thing. Like sometimes our measuring it helps because we think we're drinking more than we are. And odd thing, I would try everything from, we didn't have lactation cookies when I was, that wasn't a thing then. But one thing I did do that helped me tremendously every time was carrot apple juice. I had a juicer that I would do carrot apple juice. And for whatever reason, those carrots and the apples just would make my milk production increase, and I would get right back on track.
Yeah, nutrient-dense diet.
One trick I kind of did with my second and third was every morning I would put like a bottle of water spots I thought I might breastfeed. So in his room, on the couch. So every time I'm feeding, I like try to chug some water to kind of balance that out a little bit.
It really helps when you're a chugger. When when you struggle to get water down.
We're so busy during the day. That's
you
like
are.
the times, with baby.
I would do the same. Just chug it.
Yeah. Or if you have those moms that the mental aspect and they're worried and they're stressed and all they're focusing on is I'm not making enough milk, and they're counting ounces and it just becomes their whole life. I've even told some of my moms to put socks on their pumps when they're pumping so they can't see it.
Oh, that's
and
a
then
great
it takes the
idea.
mental part out of it while looking at baby or looking at pictures or videos or whatever. So then you can't focus on that.
Yeah.
It's not an option.
And I wonder environment too. Like if you could just, well, now people can pump anywhere. It feels like they really can just stick it in your shirt and go. But maybe being outside or a beautiful scenery, can help you relax and really
even water imagery.
Yeah, water
so
imagery.
like if you're somewhere where there is a pond or a fountain of some type, it's supposed to help too. that effect.
Those are all great things to try. So to wrap it up here, after birth, if you've got questions about breastfeeding, and if your baby's latch or positioning or things just aren't working, and you want to seek professional help, repeat that one more time. How can a mom get help when they're struggling with breastfeeding?
I'd say don't be afraid to contact either your OB or your pediatrician to get a referral for, a lactation specialist or OT, speech, to kind of get that process started.
Yes, you are your own advocate. Don't be afraid to advocate for you or your baby.
That's such good advice, because really in the end, we just want our babies. I mean, that's a mom's desire to be able to feed your baby, and however you feed them. If breastfeeding doesn't work out,
Right.
Yeah.
We say,
Fed is best.
there you go. Yes, we do. And I think there's so much pressure right now for moms to breastfeed and have a really successful, it's kind of a self-worth. You're a good mom if you breastfeed. You're not if you don't. And that's just a cultural thing that somehow women are feeling that way.
Right.
And we want to send a message like, no, if it's really hard.
It's hard.
It is.
It's hard to breastfeed. And if it doesn't work out, take a deep breath, enjoy your baby, and just make the best decision you can for your baby. And if that's bottle feeding, then that's great. That's really fed is best, yes. And so we want our babies to be feeding and peeing and pooping
not
and
surviving.
thriving.
Yes.
Right. That's what we want. We like those full diapers, and we want them relaxed and happy and satisfied.
Right.
And however they get there is what we want. So moms who are listening, we're so glad you joined us today. We hope that you connected to some of the strategies that might help, and we hope you feel more comfortable about seeking help. And most of all, we just want to cheer you on. You're doing a great job. We know that all moms want to feed their babies, and you've got a team of people around you. I know family, friends, and there's professionals in your community that want to help if you're struggling. And I want to thank our special guests, Rachel and Nicole. Thank you so much for sharing your wisdom and your insights. You're full of so much knowledge.
Of course. I'm happy to share this.
Yes.
Come
And-
see us.
Oh, yeah. Come see them.
Yes.
If you're struggling, come see them. They would love to help you. Thanks so much for listening today. Thanks so much for listening to Help, I Have Kids. If you're tuning into this podcast, that means you're a mom who's curious, committed, and ready to learn. And we see you. We'd love for you to join our Help, I Have Kids Facebook community, where moms just like you are connecting, asking questions, and encouraging each other every day. It's a space for real conversations, expert insight, and support from moms who get it, because we're all in this together. And if you know a mom who's feeling unsure or maybe overwhelmed, or just needs to be reminded that she can do it, she can advocate for her child with confidence, share this episode with her. We're building a village here, and we're glad you're a part of it.